The crypto market has been in a really tough spot the last couple of days, with some massive crashes being recorded, shaking a lot of people out. But what if I were to tell you that realistically, Bitcoin always flushes out the last of the degens before pushing up again, before pushing above the previous barriers? And I mean, if we take a look at the Bitcoin price currently, one thing actually becomes quite apparent, and I think a lot of people are overlooking this. But over the next few hours, we might actually get ourselves the highest Bitcoin close ever. Just to put it into perspective, the highest close that we ever had was at $101,240. Right now, we're actually above that at $101,310. So if we can stay around this level, we have about $70 of leeway from where we are currently, we're actually going to set a new unprecedented high. And many are not realizing it because the highest level we ever recorded was 104,000. But again, that's not where we closed that day. Right now, we're on the verge of new breaking heights. We start moving again. And it really makes me rethink some of the trades that we've taken recently, buying the XRP dip, for example, and seeing how the XP price right now is coming down. I keep realizing many people are just not bullish enough here. That's the baseline. People are not excited enough for what's about to happen because we see short-term downside. Now, I'll quickly say, make sure you press that like button. And if you want to trade coins like XRP, you'll find a link down below to WeX, as right now they've got a pretty cool spin to win type of thing going on, where the more to trade, the more spins you get, and you can win up to a Bitcoin or some 1,000 XRP or whatever. Anyway, check it out. Link is down below. You could probably use this from anywhere in the world. It's just a crypto exchange to trade like we do on the channel. Yeah, check it out. Link is down below. This specific platform is called WeX, and again, you only get the bonus by using the link that's in the description box. For example, some of the funny news that went on today is Coinbase decided to list Peanut, a crypto meme. And a little fun fact to some person that was one of the first to buy it, but 1.5 Solana worth, and sold it for 0.4 Solana worth, profit actually, which would have now been 11 million. And it makes me think of the Bitcoin pizza guy, where the guy sold all of his Bitcoin. No, actually, he sent 10,000 Bitcoin for a couple of pizzas. And people think, oh, you see, what a stupid guy. He must hate himself. First of all, we don't know how many he had. And second of all, well, you can only kind of like think about the value back then. He just did a $40 transaction. I also bought some really stupid stuff when Bitcoin was a couple, like $2,000, for example. But I don't really regret it because, in my opinion, it's just like spending the actual money. It doesn't really make a big difference. And it just proves you should believe in your assets more, because most likely, whatever you purchase off of crypto, whatever you cash out ever, really, will be worth a ton more in the future, at least for most of the top assets. And for that reason, I'll make a video soon talking about some of my most bullish coins. A lot of coins in the AI sector are set for some crazy gains, if you ask me, because right now, it just really seems a lot of AI coins are just back on board, with also Google right now putting in some nice work. Some of the stock markets see some crazy new numbers, all-time highs on the mini NASDAQ 100 and mini S&P 500 futures. And obviously, we've also got the White House now embracing crypto. Well, just take a look at this.
Tom, it just brings me back to you, the idea that how much of what we're seeing, maybe even a little bit today, is there's been such a regulatory overhang on a lot of these names under the current administration. Now you have a new FTC chairperson. Is that playing a role in any respect to this? Because Dan Ives put out a note today, said Christmas comes early with the new head of the FTC for tech.
It's probably the best way to sort of measure this is what Bitcoin's doing, because Bitcoin faced enormous regulatory burdens over the last few years, and now we have a White House that's embracing digital assets, a new SEC chairman, FTC chairman, a new Commerce secretary. I think these are actually being viewed as pro-business, reviving animal spirits, but I think a good proxy is watching Bitcoin.
All right, now I'm going to have to pin you to a target again on Bitcoin, because, I mean, you've been among the most optimistic and outspoken about it for years, to be quite honest. So here we are, above 100,000. What's a legit target for 2025 for Bitcoin?
We think it's going to follow a similar halving cycle that we've seen in the past. That would imply something around 250,000 for Bitcoin in 2025. And on top of that, we have a Trump put, because Bitcoin is potentially a strategic reserve asset for the U.S. government.
Are you bullish yet? And now, before we move on, I'll quickly talk about our partner for today's video called Crypto Trading Fund, a new up-and-coming rewards app with an app that will allow you to scan receipts on the go and earn their token. These rewards will then grow passively, and you can also use them to directly purchase items. I should also mention they've recently launched a pretty massive burn. Quote, "We are excited to announce the successful burning of approximately $1 million worth of CTF tokens across both the XRP ledger and Polygon chain. This major milestone sets the stage for the upcoming official beta launch of the crypto trading fund rewards app." And what's next? Well, December 15th, they'll be unveiling the first glimpse of the app in beta testing, and I'd say that all this sounds pretty bullish for their price. Obviously, for a reward app or reward protocol, an app that's launching in a few days now is quite a critical part. So I think it will be the most impactful part of the project besides obviously their new main app. So this obviously is a beta. The new main app will obviously be the next big thing coming up. But their community seems to be quite excited about the burn as it seems to make some pretty good steps. Anyway, to get back to our trades, right? Because a lot of people must be wondering what exactly is going on here. Right now, as it currently stands, the only thing I'm focused on, and a lot of people don't get this, but the only thing I'm focused on is buying dips. It sounds stupid, I know. Because even selling these heights, theoretically speaking, I should be selling every single time it comes back to tops like this. But right now, I've stated before, we really are eyeing the $2.60 mark. Right now, wherever we're at, this is all nothing. We want to eye that higher mark. But perhaps as Bitcoin here, which right now, again, is still doing quite good, but as Bitcoin here sets a new record high, right now, like I just said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a high point of 101,240. If we just stay at this level right now, it sets the highest level ever for Bitcoin in terms of a daily close. And perhaps from that, all the altcoins will start cascading as well. I mean, for altcoins right now, we're not even close to the all-time high just quite yet. But, and this is also something a lot of people do not understand, Bitcoin sets the record straight. Bitcoin is where a lot of the altcoins, a lot of the power is tapped from, so to speak. And obviously nothing I say is financial advice, but I will say that logically, Bitcoin setting a new highest point ever, it just makes sense for that to cascade like crazy into altcoins. It makes too much sense in my head. Bitcoin's at the highest point ever. Whoa, wow, wow, wow. What's next? What's next? Because people want to make more money. Well, it's very logical for it to then flip over. People sell off some Bitcoin if it doesn't go on a crazy tangent, because the counter side is that Bitcoin does so well that it just cascades on. And this is a different daily Bitcoin chart. It shows the daily still, but this shows you kind of a different perspective of how things are going. It shows basically just how we're up only for the most part, even though some of these dips, they make you feel so bad, right? But generally, they're necessary for greatness. And in the grand scheme of things, really don't look like much. So anyway, if you want to get bullish on your coins like XRP, 𝗕𝗓𝗪, you name it, right? Theoretically speaking, it all starts here. Theoretically speaking, this is what sets the stage for all these other coins. And even though I know many of the people watching my videos, they don't even like Bitcoin because there's not enough gains in it. Theoretically speaking, Bitcoin sets the stage for all the other ones, so you gotta like it. Because if Bitcoin does bad, most other coins do bad. That won't necessarily last forever, but that's the situation now. Anyway, we've got about an hour and a bit left. I think an hour and 15 minutes before the close happens. And right now we're on a good set. I mean, 101.8 thousand. This could be very, very good, ladies and gentlemen. And so if you're asking for something to watch out for, this is it. As the entire stage right now is green. Every single thing is green. SUI is up 20%, Virtual up 20%. What else is up? Arrow up 60%. Hype is up 18%. Just absolutely crazy. I would state that the most prominent thing pulling it up is because of Bitcoin showing this strength. Bitcoin going up 5% in a day is obviously a lot of freaking money, ladies and gents. At a $2 trillion asset, 10% will be 200 billion. 5% is $100 billion that it's up in a day, which is more than most altcoins, or literally every altcoin outside the top 6 in just a day. It's a lot of freaking money. And for that reason, Peanut is up because of Coinbase, but a lot of these coins are back in the freaking green. Oh, Beam is even up like 5% in an hour based off of an announcement. Movement doing good. Man, just good days again, huh? I wonder how long it's going to take, though, before we see another correction and we go through the same little circle of sorts, where people, again, are going to start panicking like crazy because we have this similar sort of thing every single time, right? Now we went down, people are like, no, you see, should I sell? And then we continue up again and people are like, oh, should I buy? It's always the same. If I were to start a live stream right now, I know the most commented question would be, should I buy now? And that's, again, the funny thing. When things are going down, almost nobody's asking, should I buy? They just ask me, should I sell? Because they're afraid. And I keep referring back to the XRP versus Bitcoin chart. Really, a lot of charts are similar, but it just shows you how little we have done in the grand scheme of things, and quote unquote, how bad we've recently done here. We're down like 40% since the Pico top, or at least we've gone now 40% since the Pico top. Right now we are at, let me quickly see, roughly 20% or so down from the top of the top, but still in the grand scheme of things, all this means nothing for where we're headed. I think we still got ourselves a couple 100% to go. And I will state again that if you're looking to trade, I've got a link down below to a nice exchange right now that you can use from anywhere in the world. If it doesn't work, use a VPN. That right now has a pretty cool spin option where you can get yourself a couple XRP, a Bitcoin, some stablecoin. Just check it out. Link is down below to WeX. And obviously, as you can see right here, the XP trade is still doing quite well. Let me quickly move it on so you can see. The XP trade is still doing pretty well. All the other trades I'm still holding on to as well because I think we're about to go super cycle mode. Even though right now we just got rejected, I don't think that it matters that much for the long term. Right now, we've got the trade on Bluefin also still open. What a beautiful dip we bought right there. And that's the main goal. Just buy every freaking dip. I've been telling you guys, I'm locked the freaking. I'll be buying like a freaking maniac every chance I get. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? That's about it for this video. Make sure you put that notification bell on so you're always notified whenever something crazy happens. But I want you guys to know today some records might be broken, and that might quickly switch over into these alts. And all the dominance that we lost on the Bitcoin pairs here for all our favorite altcoins, all this downward pressure we've seen on the altcoin market cap, it might be recovered very, very quickly here. So pay close attention as things could get pretty wild here in a very short amount of time. I hope you are ready. If you want to trade, use the links down below to these trading platforms. And that's about it.